Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a very cool video. Today we're going to take a travel back in time in the good old mixing music analog time machine, and we're going to be looking at all of the highlights over the last nearly 3 years that this channel's been in existence, all the way from the beginning before we even got the console here, all the way up through last month. I've been going through some footage and I've been checking out some old clips of nearly the last, 400 videos that we have on this channel. And I thought it would be really cool to kind of cut together in editing some of the greatest hits and some of the highlights from the very beginning of this channel right up through recent times for a lot of people that are new to the channel, so you can see where we kind of started and how we kind of progressed and where we kind of ended up is like kind of a highlight reel. So we're going to do that over the next 2 or 3 videos. This is part 1. Make sure that you go back if you're interested and you find this video helpful. Go back and check out some of the full videos. If you go all the way back right to the beginning, you can watch everything that we've encountered along the way, all the good, bad, and the ugly, and you'll see where we started and where we ended up and how we got there. So I hope you find this little video series helpful. I'm calling it the Mixing Music Analog Time Machine History Lesson. This is part 1. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Go ahead and make fun of me, because a lot of things that we thought in these first couple of videos, what we thought we were going to do and what we ended up doing were entirely different. I think some of you guys will get a kick out of this. So again, like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot. I hope it's helpful to you, and stick around for part 1, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey everybody, welcome to our new YouTube channel here at Mixing Music Analog, as well as mixingmusicanalog.com. My name's David Vignola. This is, I think, going to be our first or second video here on the new YouTube channel. And today I want to show you some of the new hardware that we have in, that we're going to be putting in some new racks that I just got delivered. And we're still awaiting the big SSL console that will be here shortly. That'll be sitting directly to my right. Okay guys, here's the rack, all finished at least for now. Nothing's powered up, but we got 2 racks pretty much full. So in this first rack here, and on the second one as well, I wanted to use and have just a drawer, just a regular, just a regular storage drawer, always handy to have. One of the things I didn't want to do is I didn't want to put a bunch of gear down in the bottom racks. So every time you have to make an adjustment, you got to get on your hands and knees and crawl along the floor. So I put some drawers there. Then in this first rack here, there's a spacer and then there's a shelf, and that shelf is going to be where the Mac Mini is going to sit, the computer. So there's plenty of space there. Then we have our 2 Apollo 16s. X16s, and I put a spacer between those because they ventilate on the top, and I just don't want them to run too hot. I've had people tell me to kind of keep some space between those Apollos, so that's what I did. Then we got the Fusion, then the distressor, and then a blank panel, and then we have our first power conditioner, which is again that staged, that stepped, where it delays as you turn them on, so you don't have all the gear turning on at the same time, which is helpful. So again, we've pretty much filled up this first rack. Pretty good. This is going to pretty much be like that. Now on the second one, again, I got a drawer down here, and we have 4 spaces that are available here with panels. Again, I have an LA2A coming here by audio-scape. Hopefully soon that'll fill up one, and then I believe the stay level will fill up the next one. So that may fill that up completely. I think that's a 2 space as well. It may even be a 3 space. If it is, that's no big deal, because then we have the NG bus compressor by Wes Audio. Then we have a space that I could take out, and I could push these 2 together, and that'll give me enough room down here for the stay level. And then we have the Titan, the Wes Audio Titan. Again, I wanted this up at kind of, almost eye level height, so it's easy to adjust. And then a blank panel, and then I'm gonna have to get another one of those conditioners. I'm gonna buy another one of these for over here, so I can plug my speakers, my monitors, my focals into it, and then also the board, the SSL origin. So then everything will turn on just with 2 power switches, 1, then 2. Okay guys, here we are on July 7th, 2021. Here is the arrival of our new SSL origin console, being delivered here by BTX Global Logistics. First time I've ever dealt with this company, and I will say their customer service, drivers, and everyone's been very nice, very helpful. Seems like a really good group of people. A few phone calls I've had with them as this thing was being delivered. So this shipped from England, from SSL's headquarters about a week ago. And here we are, July 7th. In about 6 business days, this thing showed up to the United States in Connecticut. So we're just waiting for, I guess, the second guy that's coming that's going to help guide this truck, this box truck, up my driveway, which has a pretty steep incline. And they have a pallet jack. Hopefully it's going to come right off, no problem. And then we're going to put it temporarily right in my garage here. We're going to put that crate there. And then tomorrow morning, I have a few buddies coming over and we're going to uncrate it, move it around the back of the house to the studio, which is going to go around this way, and I'll film all of this. We're going to go right around the back of the house and we're going to bring it inside, and we're going to do that. Holy crap, is that the size of this thing? Holy, that's going to be big. Oh man, look at the size of that thing. Wow. Yeah, when they said it was big, they weren't kidding. So it looks like they're just going to do it right in the street, and then we're going to push it up with a pallet jack, I think. And maybe they don't want to bring the truck onto the driveway. Looks like we just have like a hand truck. Yeah, a hand pallet jack, not a powered one. Which should be fine. We could probably, the 3 of us could push that. You know what? Let's set this down here. It's not gonna work. Alright. I'm going to be able to do that. Let's hope they don't drop it. I'm sure they won't drop it. Okay, let me see if I can get my wife to hold this camera here. All right, so we're all set. So we got it. Guy took off, dropped off the paperwork, signed for it. Everything looks good. Again, here it is. It's a man. Well, the console itself is only 72 inches wide. So obviously there's a lot of extra packaging around here. But there it is. According to the bill here, to the packing slip, it's 600 pounds, this crate. I think the console itself weighs about, I think they said about 250, and then the stand, which is separate, is another 100, so it's like maybe 350 pounds, 300 pounds, something like that. So we'll see when we open it, but I'm definitely going to save this crate. It looks like it's all just nailed together, which is good. So I should be able to easily take this thing apart, save it, and store it, because if I ever have to ship this thing, I definitely want to be able to do that. Okay, I managed to get one of the sides open like a tin can. I just able to just kind of fold it back, and here it is. Here's the first look. You guys are seeing it for the first time as me. So you can see that here's the console. Oops, packed up. It's in this kind of heavy padded Mylar or something or another. They got beams that go across the top here to support the top. It looks like the legs, or at least one of the legs, is over here. So there it is. So there's our first look at our origin. You can see it right down there. Origin 1040. Okay, about 90 minutes later. Man, the one day that it's 95 degrees outside and humid is all heck. Anyway, I got the front of the crate off. So that's the back of the console where all the inputs are for all the I/O is on this side. And so trying to salvage this the best I can, but they put so many nails into this thing, it was nearly impossible to do without completely damaging it, but I did pretty good. I mean, some of the corners are a little damaged, but this is usable stuff. So, you know, I may have to, you know, patch the crate up a little bit if we ever needed to rebox it. But for the most part, it's good. And so now I'm probably looking to at least get the legs out. If I can get that side off, and then actually I could take that side and fold it down, and then this will give us a way to get around the console tomorrow when we move it in this big Mylar bag that it's in. But I gotta say, they did a hell of a job creating this thing up and packaging it. I'd be surprised if anything was damaged. Okay, so we're done on crating. About 2 hours it took me to uncrate this whole thing, but now it is ready to be moved. So I took a break, came back to film this final little video before we actually see it being moved tomorrow. Okay guys, so you saw it be brought into the room. It is in, damage free. Man, I gotta say thank you to my nephew Silas and my brother-in-law Ben, my good buddy and longtime friend Joe, and one of his guys that work for him, Marco. Thank you so much for helping. But here it is, guys. This thing was heavy. I mean, getting it down those stairs, as you'll see in the video, was something else. But I'll tell you what, we didn't damage it at all, and I was a little nervous because we had to lay it down on the back here. This is where all the power supplies are, but there's not a scratch on it. Thank God. We bolted the feet on there, as you saw. Here it is. Here's all the connections. So thankfully, nothing got damaged. The side trim pieces are good. I will say Solid State Logic did a wonderful job in packing this. And so I know someone there will see this video at one point. So I will say thank you from me to your team that do this stuff and who packed this, because I'll tell you what, this whole thing was wrapped in bubble wrap, padding. You saw in probably the last video, the clear plastic bag, or the Mylar bag. We actually took that off before we moved it, so we saw what we were holding on to. But this thing was packaged beautifully. I can't say enough about how this thing was really packaged. And it looks big. I mean, it's you know, it's funny because you look at it, when I was measuring it out, it's really the same length as this desk. But you look at it and it just looks so much bigger, right? I mean, it always looks like it's bigger than it really is, but I mean, not much bigger. So right now it is away from the wall because we're going to have my good buddy Dave coming up from New York on Saturday in a couple of days to help me wire everything up. Tonight I'm probably just going to, you know, maybe kind of temporarily lay out where I think things are going to go. I put we put these little furniture sliders down on the legs so I can easily move this myself. So I'll kind of put this into position, lower the monitor, the display, and we'll see. But here it is. So it is a 32 channel inline console. Hope the glare isn't too bad. The iPhone's putting my light on, and we'll get better video of this. Oh, you know, obviously. This is just all done with the iPhone, so I apologize up front for the quality of the video. But yeah, there it is. 32 channels. The Solid State Logic Origin. So I will plug it in and turn it on and make sure that it works. And we'll put that on video as well. But yeah, unlike the old consoles that had machine rooms and big racks of computers, everything is contained here. The power supply and everything is contained. Oh, we did get a little tiny nick on the corner of this power supply, or the heat sink, just a little tiny nick. Oh, there you go. After all of that, if that's all that happened, trust me, that's nothing compared to what this thing weighs. Here's some cable management tray, I guess. And then again, all the inputs, all the D-subs, all the mic pre-inputs, everything. So yeah, so this is all self-contained. And so there's no machine rooms, no power supplies. It's one power cable that runs out somewhere in the center to the wall, and that's it. So great job, guys. Thank you so much for helping. I really do appreciate this. There's no way in the world I would have done this without those guys. No way. That would have just sat in the garage. But there it is. So the next set of videos you'll probably see, or maybe towards the end of this video, I'll show you powering it on. And then after that, it'll be starting to wire it up and hook it up. So we will see you guys shortly. Okay, hey guys, this is day 2 of the SSL Origin install. Yesterday, day 1, you saw us move, or you saw a video of a compilation of clips of me uncrating the SSL, and then me and a bunch of my friends bringing it down into the studio and then turning it on for the first time. This is the next day. It's early in the morning and I'm up early today, and I have a couple of things I want to do to get prepared until tomorrow when my friend Dave comes up from New York to help me start wiring so we can start passing some sound through this thing. So wanted to give you guys an update. So yesterday, basically what I did after everything was done, after the video that you guys saw, I just pre-laid out where I think things are going to kind of go. So the racks are going to probably go here, kind of on an angle. So I have that kind of like that. For now, orientated. We're recording.
Oh, yay.
So this is day 4, part 1. Day 4, part 1 of the whole install. And so Dave is now here, all the way from New York again. Thanks, Dave, for coming once again. And like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to uncable the board, recable the board, work on the patch bay, try to get all, if not most of the hardware hooked up and running. And that'll be our goal for today. Plus we'll probably talk about a bunch of different things along the way and try to figure out what's going on. So that's what we're doing today. So right now we have the board completely rewired with all the mains. Huh?
Except for one.
Except for one cable, which we're doing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back with the iPhone, show you the cable management and what we kind of done and how we've kind of relabeled everything. So let's do that. Okay, so here we go. Where's my lens? There it is. Okay, so here we are. So what we've done is we've relabeled, patched, got all the proper lengths in place to rewire all the board here. Now what's different from last week is last week we had all these in. We had all the grouped channel line ins on the 4 buckets. But now what we've added this week is the stereo group outputs. And these are for the bus channels. So there's 16 mono buses, 8 stereo groups, so we can print the stems back into the DAW. So those are 4, right? There's 4, 3, oh 4. There's 4 cables here. This one here is not labeled. This is one of the cheaper D-subs that we have laying around today. Hopefully FedEx is delivering the other high quality Jumper Z cables. We tried to use Jumper Z on all of these. And the only cable we're missing is this one here. So we had a D'Addario Planet Waves one that we're using temporarily, but later today this is going to come out and that's going to be replaced. And now we have everything wired up for what we need to do for the mains, or excuse me, for the channel line ins, out of the Apollo into the inputs for all the individual channels, and then the stereo group outs as well. And so that's all kind of just being fed through this cable tray down here, and this will all be cable tied up and out of the way so you won't see it. And then that's coming, here's the second buckets here. So that's coming down here where Dave has got everything. It'll just be all cable tied, one big snake of cables, which is actually not bad, like we were talking about. The one good thing about the D-subs is if this was all XLR and TRS, you know, for every one of those cables, for people who don't know, there's really 8 cables inside of it, right? So you would literally have probably 100 cables on the ground. So the D-subs are kind of nice from that point of view. So Here's the second bucket. We have the channel line in right here. That's going to go from, that's what's that, 17 to 20, or 17 to 24, and then 25 to 32. And that's that. So that's where we are right now. So now the next step is what?
Wiring up the patch bay.
Wiring up the patch bay, which is going to come, right now we got it up here. We're going to kind of just set it on this little stool. That's going to be mounted beneath the Apollos here, and then the computer will go underneath that, because the way we're going to do this is everything is going to be kind of hard patched and kind of stay the way it is as far as equipment for now. So that's what we got.
If I did my job right.
If Dave did his job right, we should have audio.
We should have audio.
So we have the patch bay now wired with all the audio coming in from the board. Signal going to all the outputs.
Channel lines are...
I don't see any signal on any of the Apollos. Nothing on the front of the Apollo meters.
Okay. It's feeding signal out.
It's going out of Studio One, but I don't see coming it out here.
Yeah, we're not getting any monitor out. We're not getting anything in on the drums.
We're getting something though on 18 through, well, through we got the second bank, it looks like.
All right, let's see if I can get this right back here.
Because you would want it, yeah, because normally, oh, let me open up the console software here.
I got line outs. Yep, everything is plugged into line outs.
Hold on, maybe should it's temp because I rebooted this down. Okay. Yeah, we should see signal going out main 3 and 4 here. There's no signal on the console software at all. Go look at the console software.
Let's do the first most obvious thing. Let me grab another one of the D'Addario D subs.
Wait, hold on here. So X16.1 inputs and outputs. Yeah, line.
Well, yeah, because Apollo 16-1, the first two are the monitors, and then
Right, but I don't see any down here. Look, what I'm saying is there's no other Apollo 16-1 anywhere on the inputs. It's all -2. See?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that say -1? Shouldn't this be?
Whoa. Okay, something got switched up there. There it is.
That's why. So
all right, so something got messed up in there.
Maybe because we powered. No, we powered everything down. But okay, let's just. So this should be X16.1.
Line 2.
So we have to reset. Well, we'll reset it. All right. So am I doing this right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. But what about on the left?
That's the inputs. You have inputs, outputs.
All right, so all the outputs are
Line
screwy.
3. X16, line 4.
Yeah, you're starting to get all the meters as you do them now.
16, line 5. And you could change.
You know what
names.
though? Are you starting to lose the meters on the right now, or no?
I don't. Not necessarily. There may not be audio on those channels.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah. So like every session's going to be slightly balanced differently.
Right. Well, yeah, but that's quick.
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
Let's talk about what just happened here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we found was when we first powered the board back up after wiring the patch bay, we wanted to make sure that now that we relabeled and rewired everything, we were passing audio, and we weren't getting audio across all the channels for some reason. So we double checked the cabling, triple checked it, it was right. We knew the patch bay was wired up right. What we found was that because in mounting the patch bay and remounting the computer, we had disconnected the power from the power bricks on the 2 Apollo 16 units. And somehow that reset the input-output matrix in the Universal Audio console software, which I can show you guys here on the iPhone. You won't see it on that other. So if I get out the iPhone here, oops, the video. Okay, so here is the console software, and there's an I/O matrix. And so what happened was we had it all set up properly where we had both X16s, the first one's in blue, the second one's in green, both units. When we disconnected those power bricks, somehow it screwed up that I/O matrix, and the last time we set it up, we didn't save our own preset.
Which was stupid.
Which was stupid. We didn't think of that. So there is an I/O preset right up here, and now we saved, called SSL16 Analog 2021. So now we have our own. We didn't have that before. So what happened was by disconnecting the power, it rejiggered everything around, and therefore the audio wasn't coming in on the board. As soon as we discovered that and fixed it and saved it as an I/O preset, we're all set and everything is working the way it should be. Okay, so that's all fixed. So just know that if you're an Apollo user, if you disconnect the power and repower it up,
you could lose your preset.
You could lose your I/O presets. So when you set up your configuration in your console software, the best thing to do is, as you just saw, is you could save your own custom preset and then you just reload it if you have to disconnect the power, and you won't have to manually go through it. So once we manually went through and reset up our preset, all the audio came right up on the board, right like it was supposed to. Everything was totally fine. So now the next step is going to be what? We're going to work on getting the Fusion patched in?
We got one of two things. Either we work on the Fusion patched in, or we reset the actual routing matrix in Studio One.
No, that's already done.
Okay, so we have a preset where all 32 channels are set up?
All 32 channels are set up.
Okay.
This probably has to change, but we can do that later. I probably screwed up on the tape.
All right, so then next thing would be, let's see if we can get the master bus working.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to dump the video here, and then when you come back, we're going to try to get the Fusion set up and get that running.
Okay.